We really enjoy these older tunes. We were just doing a little an interview before here, talking about sort of the connection between the music that we're playing today, which is not that far removed from what would have been played 200-300 years ago. Many of these tunes came over from the Isles. That one, I'm not sure if that might have been an American tune. So this will be one of the exceptions. It's a truly American tune. But so much of this music is shared in this kind of cool intermingling of Celtic and French and American traditions. So we'll be playing a good gamut of things for you all here today. So
here's a tune that's from down south. It's a common tune down in Virginia, in West Virginia. Common tune maybe in the late 1800s. And we're going to do a twin fiddle version of it. It's called Polly's Mountain Kettle.
Yeah, we literally love this tune. It's got this kind of cool, gravelly kind of sound. It's the kind of thing you'd hear down in a hall or, kind of echoing through early in the morning kind of thing. We love this. Like these tunes, not only that are dance tunes, we'll play some faster stuff in a minute here, but we also have the soft spot for these tunes that kind of transport you somewhere else. And that tune kind of, I was talking about the holler thing, and now I'm kind of imagining a still and and this kind of low-lying mist and the stuff that we miss a lot. Every year we normally travel down to West Virginia and we kind of commune with a bunch of other like-minded musicians and players and things, and and we sort of live that dream a little bit, just a little bit, you know. We're from New England, so we can't fully we can't fully be in it, but we do what we can. This is our connection to that music and those people.
So we're heading on back to New England again, and we're going to play the banjo and the jaw harp, and we're going to do a tune that's common in New England. It's popular. It's called the Gaspé Reel. It's also common up in Canada.
Called the Dun Moi, from I believe it's Thailand or I think Thailand, made out of I think a can, like a Coke can that they folded and then heated it with a blowtorch. This here is one made by I believe a blacksmith in the States, and it's a weird little noisemaker thing. And I'm kind of delaying the inevitable here. Let me make a sound so you can hear what it sounds like. Motorcycles competing. So it's got this very weird kind of sound, and yeah, I just thought it was a hoot when I first heard it in school when I was like 10 or something. So I bought one, broke a couple teeth learning it, and well, here we are. So I'll see if I break another tooth.
Please don't break a tooth.
Not the greatest time to go in. All right.
Sorry about that. I'm going to have to a quick tuning. It was sitting out in the sun.
Yeah, this is another interesting phenomenon we found. Very seldom do our instruments go more than a week or two without being inside and outside and inside and outside and retuned over and over again. And some of these instruments have not left our climate-controlled house in many months, and they're finding a newfound joy of soaking up the humidity here in lovely Exeter. Interesting thing when you have these instruments, especially like we recently received these. We're very happy with them. They're 5-string violins. Most violins are 4 strings. These have an extra low string so we can pretend to be viola players on our weekends. But yeah, I mean, when you have these things made of wood and hide glue and God knows what else, and you know, it's not like a metal thing. You know, it doesn't hold its timbre.
We couldn't figure out how to get the piano into the Subaru though, so we brought so many other instruments as we could. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
pretty good for 7 months without playing that.
A little hyperventilating, going and getting the oxygen flowing. Yeah, I remember when I first learned this thing, a gentleman had came into my school, and he had a box, a cardboard box with probably 500 of these things, and I don't know where you find 500 of these things, but somehow he did over his years, and he handed them out to a bunch of probably 10-year-olds, and that's dangerous, right? I mean, it's like giving a bunch of slide whistles to a bunch of 10-year-olds, except they can also break their teeth.
So each actually did, but wasn't it a baby tooth?
Probably, yes, I think it was a baby tooth.
Yeah,
just aiding with the process, so to speak.
So when we give workshops, that's the very first thing. He gives the lecture about how to be careful and what to do and what not to do.
Yes. I have a 0 accident record with those other than myself, so I feel it's pretty good.
We're going to do a set of Irish jigs and 3 tunes. One's called Out on the Ocean, and the other one's called Joy of My Life. And then the third one is one of my original tunes, and it's called Flywheel. Brandis has a really nice fiddle version on it. I composed them on the whistle. I haven't figured them out on the fiddle yet.
It's a great tune. That last tune is a banger. It's a good one.
freaking out here.
Yeah, we mentioned at the beginning here, these are dance tunes, you know, and we're so used to playing dances. We love having a group playing, and we've been scheming how can we do an outdoor square dance where people are holding ropes and some sort of mechanical situation to keep people together. So we're thinking about it, you know, it may happen, but we're happy to at least play the tunes for you all and stomp our own feet and keep moving here. So I think he's going to bring out the accordion here. This is something, another fun instrument that we like to mess around here. You're going to play one of your own tunes, I think, right? Another one?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to play a tune that I composed for my nephew, John. And I got him a little accordion when he was 5 or 6 years old, a really tiny miniature accordion. He played around with it whenever we come and visit. I ended up playing it all the time, and people couldn't get, Ryan, it's time to come down to dinner. No, I'll be there in a second. I'm figuring out how to play this little tiny accordion, so finally I had to buy one. And then I composed this tune that fits the little accordion into the big accordion. This is a polka, by the way.
Yeah.
So maybe there's lots of room out on the lawn out there if anyone wants to.
He's serious about that that offer, by the way, if anybody wants to.
On the other hand, it's a really nice day, so you can just relax. Thank you. It makes me happy just to play an accordion. It's kind of a positive, energy-provoking kind of instrument. Actually a banjo too, so it's hard to play a sad song on a banjo.
Talk about another instrument that here in the north we benefit from staying warm. I don't know, it takes a lot of muscles. There's a lot going on. I always call this instrument the like rub the stomach, pat the head, and sort of ordeal. You're doing this, and the shoulders are going and the arms are going. So everyone I know who plays accordion actively is pretty shredded.
It's good for like splitting logs, you kind of get the muscles going. I have on the list if you're gonna sing.
Yeah, sing a thing.
Sing a song.
So I'm thinking here between two. Do you think we think Piney Mountain or Sam Hall? What do you think?
I like them both, but maybe Piney Mountain.
Yeah,
because that's one of the newer ones that I like listening to you singing.
Yeah, so I'll do a song that's kind of an interesting one, and I think for many of us, that we have relatives and friends and family who've been affected by things like this. But this tune was written, or the song is written by Bruce Molsky, and it's about the coal trade and the logging trade in West Virginia, there's a lot of those businesses, a lot of those jobs slowly petered out. Just this is how it is. And a lot of these guys, you know, you're cutting down trees all year long, you're going to get injuries. A lot of these guys played fiddle, and they would lose fingers and hands and things cutting with bandsaws. That's hard if you're a fiddle player. You know, a lot of musicians that get by with only with a few digits missing, and then they're all impressive, but it's no fun to lose one. So this is about a little bit of a story of a gentleman who played fiddle and was logging up on the roads. It's called Piney Mountain. Sit down, buddy, and we'll drink and smoke. Sit down, buddy, and we'll drink and smoke. Woman, don't you weep for me. My hands can't feel and my heart's been broke. You damned old Piney Mountain. I lost my fingers in the Galax mill. Buddy sang a sad old song, and my heart got broke in the Yukon hills. Lordy, my time ain't long. I started out to logging when I was in my prime. Woman, don't you weep for me. Hitching up the spruce to the big drag lines. You damned old Piney Mountain, where the skidders started bucking as the years come down, making God's own thunder on the new cut ground. Lordy, my time ain't long. We was fighting over nothing and drinking too hard. Woman, don't you weep for me. Riding up to camp on the Flywheel car. You damned old Piney Mountain. And the skidders got sold to the scrap iron yard. And woman, don't you weep for me. I moved down to Virginia when the times got hard. Damned old Piney Mountain. And the trees are grown up on the logging road. Women, don't you weep for me. And the wildflowers bloom where the big shades blow. You damned old Piney Mountain. There's nothing left for me but to drink and smoke. Woman, don't you weep for me. My hands can't feel and my heart's been broke. Lordy, my time ain't long. Thanks. Let's do a sad song for y'all here.
Well, we're going to bring out a different instrument. Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess I'm on the list. Okay, so.
You can see we haven't done this for a while. We have our list here and we're referring to it. And that's something that anybody who's heard us play before knows that we don't typically do.
It's so nice to see you folks out here, though, to be actually outside performing. It's really nice that we can all be out here together.
Thanks. Thanks all for coming. We really appreciate it.
So I brought out the bones. I've got a couple sets. And they're just a percussion instrument. They've been around for probably thousands of years. It's one of the older percussion instruments. One of the first musical instruments is the human voice, of course, and then people made rhythm by knocking rocks together or sticks together or whatever. And these are called bones because oftentimes they're made out of bones. These are antler here, these white ones that I have. And these other ones are it's a cocobolo, it's a South American hardwood. And they have different tones, so sometimes I play them for different reasons. Part of the way that I find new sets of bones to experiment with is when I go into stores, like there's a convenience store in the Newmarket, and they sell dog treats, and the dog treats are oftentimes a little nice bone antler and stuff, so I take them home and chop them up.
Not before playing them for 10 minutes in the store first, you know.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing, but I just do it now. I know people are going to look at me funny, and I try to play them a little bit. I have to hear the tone, so I have to pick out a good sound. So, Brendan's just going to play a tune.
Yeah, I'm going to play an animal tune, because I feel it's fitting. A tune called Save the Ham. It's about a ham being saved. Tunes that were typically accompanied with laborious actions, things like pulling a rope, you know, carrying large things, you know, kind of motivational songs, the kind of thing that you get in the Army, and very much so the Navy has this long tradition of this. A lot of these tunes came from England, a lot came from Australia, has a really large tradition of this stuff. So, so we decided to not do those, but compose one. You got one of your own there, I think.
Wow, that's a good introduction. I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a sea shanty in the tradition of sea shanties, but it's an original sea shanty. It's been a long voyage. It's nearly o'er.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
A ration of rum for a sailor's tour.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
With the sound of the waves rushing under the bow.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
We're heading on back to Portsmouth town.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
We've got a fine crew, they're a hardy lot.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
Through the wind and the storms with nary a thought.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
To the lassies on shore when we arrive.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
We'll drink to their good company.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
We'll dance to the jigs of the fiddler's tray.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
A trip around the floor with my Marie.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
A tip of the hat to our Captain Bold.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
He's tough but fair, may he grow old.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
And it's one more day and one more night.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
We've given Davy Jones one heck of a fight.
Rolling boys, rolling home.
Thank you. One of the differences between New England music and Southern music is some of the different instruments that were possible to have. For example, pianos became really popular up in New England because there were a lot of piano companies around the area, and in Boston area, you could get pianos. Down in the Southern Appalachians, where we have all the hills and it's hard to get pianos in the hills back in the old days. So the banjo kind of evolved. Now the banjo was originally an African instrument, and the precursor of the 5-string banjo that I'm playing right now was an instrument that was played in Gambia in Africa, and they played an instrument that had a short string just like a modern 5-string banjo. It had long strings and one short string, and then you can trace that origin of the banjo all the way back to that. So a lot of the dance music down in the southern mountains had to do with banjos and fiddles, and then up in New England we've got penny whistles and pianos, and of course the fiddle is always there because the fiddle is a very portable instrument. It could be transported on a ship, and there's a tradition of ship's fiddlers, for example. So we're going to do a square dance too.
Yeah.
And tell me what you're going to do.
Yeah, we're going to do a tune called Cumberland Gap. This is, I think it's actually might have been a song before it was a tune, but many of these things start off as tunes, and then at some point around 3 a.m. they become songs with the aid of alcohol. And the still we talked about earlier, being that we're at a tavern. But yeah, I mean, we really like these types of tunes. This would be a dance tune, Appalachian Dance tune. And you do it for squares normally, so you get 600 people in a huge wooden hall. You have some guy with a little tiny speaker, raspy old voice, belting out these lyrics with such a drawl you genuinely can't tell what he's saying, and it sings the lyrics almost more than says them. That's what kind of invoked that what we're playing here.